Guys, how that I do around flashings, I don't know, everybody's got a different way. I've seen a couple guys that just roof over it and just throw mastic around it, but honestly, this is what I consider the right way. Um, but this is a tricky situation. We got three flashings right near each other. This took a little while to do. Anytime you have this situation, it's really hard to do. Of course, when I get done, I'm going to coat everything with mastic all the way around out to about 2 inches out. Just put a nice big fat amount of mastic on there so that very little water is going to get through if it does. But see, what you do is, so you got your first course, you go underneath the flashing, usually at least 6 inches. Okay, so that you're underneath the flashing. You're going to be 6 inches under if your roofing material is like this one here. Like this one here, see that this course is just past 6 inches under, and it's okay like that. So this was a set up higher, this was set lower, so this one went under first. Then I came through up here and went underneath the first flashing. So your flashing showing on the top, on the bottom, okay. Then you roof your way up, and then your next course after that, you can go on top of the flashing, so that if any water leaks through, it's going to leak on top of the flashing and then come down over the top of the flashing and not go underneath onto the roof, into the house. And when you have this one underneath, the first one underneath, then the water will come down onto this roof and then fall down. It's just basically a method of just kind of look at it, think about what you're doing as water goes downhill, and it can go sideways a little bit too, so make sure you got at least 6 inches overlap on all your shingles when you do this. And that's where you end up with some problems, is you start going, wait a minute, I'm going to have at least 6 inches overlap if I do this, and you have to really kind of think it through and make sure that you have plenty of overlap. Sometimes what I'll even do on the top of the shingle, on the top of the flashing, if I have a seam right in the middle, I'll actually overlap the two shingles together 6 inches on top of each other, just to double overlap it to make sure that there's going to be no water coming through, so that the water will come on either side of this thing and not puddle up on top of it. So those are just some little pointers there on doing your own roof. I didn't really see anybody talk about doing flashing, so that's how you do it. This roof I re-roofed, so I didn't pull these all the way up. I just unburied the bottom. See how this one is too? Let's take a look at another flashing. I unburied the bottom part, shoved the first shingle underneath. Then all the subsequent shingles went on top. Made sure my seams are always 6 inches overlap. Then this is going to get a coat of mastic over the top of everything when you're all done. I usually leave 2 inches overlap on each side onto the shingle, onto the roof. Yeah, it's not as pretty, but at least it's not going to leak. So last time it was done, I did it a different way. And the other way that some guys do it is they'll actually put one underneath and then another one on top, so that you don't see the flashing and the water can actually leak from underneath this shingle. It's a little trickier to do and make it look like it doesn't show the flashings. I didn't really care. I just want it not to leak on this roof. So, but that's another way that guys do it. So I'll have one underneath, and then this next one will be on. I'll put the same one on top too, so you can have the aesthetics look of not having flashing showing. So you can think about that, kind of figure that out. That might help you do yours. Anyway, that's the way I do mine. If your roof leaks, don't call me. I don't want to hear it. That's just you're learning from someone else's idea, and that's what I do. And what the rules are in your area, I have no idea. So make sure you check your local codes for any changes on that. Talk to you in the next video.